Yo, what's going on, guys? We got the January 11th update. This update is not really big, not a big update. There's not a whole lot of things going on. I was hoping this was going to be the passive update. Johnson and I talked about it a couple times that we're going to be having passives in January. I'm guessing we're going to be getting the passives at the end of the month whenever Terra comes out. This patch, very small patch, not a whole lot going on. But we have Grim. Grim's getting a new skin. We got some discounts on some skins. And then as far as the hero balancing goes, so we got Gideon's dimensional rift is going to get increased, so the duration, the longer it stays out longer, that way your team can help you, your team can jump through, so it'll last out longer. Mako's E skill, his leap is getting a cooldown increase. And then we got a couple of nerfs to the tanks. So right now tanks are kind of dominant. We are kind of in the tank meta, playing a lot of tank in the solo, tank in the jungle, and Rampage is being seen a lot. Rampage is probably one of the best characters in the game. So we're gonna be touching up their damage on the tanks. They're a little bit too much on the damage side. So for Rampage, the E skill, decreasing the base damage on that. Aurora, the E skill, her main damage ability, decreasing the base damage on that by 20 as well. Sevarog, his right skill, increasing the cooldown, right? That's gonna be his dash, so increasing the cooldown on that. And then the Q skill, his stacking, his ability, his main damage ability, decreasing the base damage on the higher end, so they're not doing in the early end. It's a little bit more damage. You see it's 50 to 60, 80 when you level it up twice, and then it starts to fall off and start doing less damage. So they're just kind of nerfing the damage on the tanks there. Still going to be good characters, just not doing as much damage as they would. Next up, we're getting some a major nerf Belica, decreasing the magical power scaling on her ultimate ability. 0.7, now it's going to be 0.6. Shinbi, her ultimate skill, decreasing the scaling on that, decreasing the range, skill range reduced, so you have to be a little bit closer. And the duration that you have your stacks was 12, now it's going to come down to 10 seconds. So interesting seeing Shinbi nerfed, because she's like not really played at the high end. You don't really see a lot of Shinbi in like ranked play. You don't see Shinbi in the competitive play as well, like the pro play and like tournaments and leagues. You don't see Shinbi ever. So it's interesting to see that she's getting a nerf. I'm guessing in the casual, the quick play community, she's kind of dominant, I guess. I don't really see it a lot, so really interesting seeing her getting nerfed. Wraith, zero flag, the right skill, the pulse size increase is going to be 50 to 60, and then his space distortion, the E skill, skill range increased, so it was 10 to 16, and now it's going to be 12 to 19. So able to get your rewind a little bit, that range on the rewind could be a little bit further. So next up, we got the item balance changes. So we got a couple items here. Secret assassination technique, the price is getting reduced. We don't really see a lot of it, mainly being built on the assassins Xena and Kalari. There's just other items at the moment that are better, so we're not really seeing that. 100 gold decrease. Blood offering, one of the newer items that got into the game, I think maybe last patch, or maybe the patch before, maybe like a month now it's been in the game. They're decreasing the gold by 200. We don't really see a lot of being picked up a lot. It's not bad. The power is good when you get for it. It's just there's other items that are more effective. Decreasing the gold to make it a little bit more enticing to look at. Next up, we got Great Sword Hurricane, another item that just never really looked at. 2750, now it's gonna be 2600. This is a very super cheap item now. 2600 gold, you get a lot of stats. You get power, you get health, you get cooldown, and I believe on the passive, whenever you do physical damage, you increase your physical defense and decrease their physical defense, if I remember correctly, or like physical percent. So Great Sword Hurricane, 150 cheaper, might make it more enticing to look at it, more picked. So Great Sword Hurricane, a possibility. Shockwave Generator, a newer item that just came out, which is really good, kind of just picked up on everybody. Increasing the price by 100, and looks like we're decreasing the base damage. So whenever you get stunned, or whenever you get below 30% health, you do a shockwave of damage and AoE damage of 200 magical damage and stunning for 2 seconds. Now that damage would be 150, and it's going to increase the cooldown. So it was 100 before, now it's going to be 120. Next up is we got the mask that goes into Xemia's toy, decreasing the damage per second, 12 magical, now it's going to be 10. This one's getting another decrease in Xemia's toy. So before it was 6 base damage plus 1% of your max health. You'll deal damage to everybody. Now it's gonna be 10 base damage plus 0.8% of your max health as magical damage. I'm kind of curious to see like what the exact number is going to be for Izumi Soy. It's kind of a staple on most of these tanks. Okay, as far as Mutant Poe goes, so it looks like what we're going to be doing here is decreasing the base damage by 100, but increasing the percent damage up by 25%. And then next up, we have another new item, Unfair Trade. With this item, we're going to be basically decreasing, so that the health and shield is going to be staying the same. We're decreasing the nearby enemy shields, healing and shield amount by 30%, and increasing the allied heroes received all health recovery and shield by 15%. So decreasing the recovery and shield effects received by 5%. Still doing the anti-healing and anti-shield amount. This is kind of a main support item, but increasing the by 15%. So 5 less of the Unfair Trade. This is a really great item for Narbash. Narbash and Wako. It is really useful for them. Next up is going to be Blue Heart. So for Blue Heart, grants a shield that blocks a skill attack from an enemy hero. Increase the hero's magical power by 50% while the shield lasts. Now it's going to be increasing it by 20% while the shield lasts. I still like Blue Heart. I think Blue Heart was a really great item. It's kind of like one of those last items you'll get to, block a single attack and try to do as much damage as you can with that 15%. But now we're going to be getting 20%, so a little bit more damage on this item. Maybe you pick it up sooner. And then last up on the item changes is we got Archon Gospel. So for this one, so decreasing just the overall amount of vamp that you get from this item. 5, now it's 4, and it was 10 seconds every time. Now it's gonna be 8 seconds. And for this item, it was really just built on, and like they said it right here in the text, in the dev comments, it was really built on Shinbi. There wasn't really anybody else. Like as far as casters go, I wouldn't really build this. I wouldn't recommend building this item. Countess kind of goes in, just uses all her abilities, and you just want to kill somebody instantly. Shinbi was the one that might kind of use it more because you had your stacks with your wolves that are dancing. You could toss out your wolves so you can have those constantly proccing in a team fight. So it was really good to get this going. But yeah, this is kind of just another Shinbi targeted nerf here. All right, and the next up is we got the karma balance changes kind of towards the end of it. It's a really small patch. The karma balance changes, we have Purge. So the before, remove all debuffs from the hero, then becomes unblockable for 2 seconds. Now it's gonna be unblockable for 3 seconds. So they're really trying to push Purge. I think Purge is an amazing item. It's very underlooked at. With all the CC that's coming into the game, as a backliner, Purge is amazing. You can cleanse incoming ability if you can time it correctly. You know what the enemy is going to be doing. You can cleanse it immediately, continue fighting for that whole team fight for 3 seconds now without getting any CC'd. So Purge, really good item. Look to pick that up. Consolation is getting increased as well, increasing the power by 40 physical and magical power by 40. This was an increase from 10 power from 30. I'm not a big fan of this. I've said it before. I don't like karmas doing damage or helping with you in damage, like increasing your physical power or decreasing the enemy's magical and physical defense. I'd rather you just build that way, right? You build those items if you want to do more power. Build those items if you want to do pin shred. I'm not a big fan of these karmas. And then the very last couple of things here. So for Richter, pretty cool little improved thing. Richter, whenever you use your pull to pull an enemy, it will not be blocked by heroes, Tions, or the jungle. So that's cool. So now you can actually pull them all the way to you rather than getting body blocked by any kind of like creature or anything. So that's a good change. A couple of big bug fixes, nothing crazy. And then one thing, the skins are going to be gone. So the 11 winter themed skins are going to be gone. The Grux, Dale, Decker, Severog, Richter, Iggy, Scorch, and the other skins. The Shimmy, Rampage, and all those are going to be gone. I think Mako is still going to be around for the next patch. So if you guys haven't bought Mako yet, make sure to get him before he goes away for probably forever. I don't think you were ever getting these skins again. But yeah, guys, that's it for the patch. And again, not a big patch. I was really hoping this one was going to be the passive patch. Since we have Terra at the end of the month, Jon Snow had said we're going to be getting a passives in January. So I was hoping this was going to be the passive patch before the new hero comes out. But we might be getting the passive patch whenever Terra comes out, and that's going to be the big patch at the end of January. Console is over as well. I did see in the Discord that they said they look forward to another CBT. So that leads me to believe that we are going to get another CBT, another closed beta test, number 3. So yeah, they put in the Discord that that it's over and they are looking forward to seeing you next test. So hopefully we get another one maybe within a month or two, and hopefully the Xbox gets involved as well. So I know we did a PlayStation 5 for US first, then it became EU and NA, and then now hopefully this next one, on the third CBT, we get Xbox involved as well and have crossplay. And that'd be really cool if we fully can have crossplay. I know the updates are always behind on the Xbox or on the console versus PC, but it'd be really cool to play some games with some of you guys. But that's it for the patch check. Let me know what you guys think about this, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.